Hi everyone, it's Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0, and honestly, what else can I say? It's so hard to stand right here and talk to you all right now. First of all, I want to say we've had an amazing season so far under Erik ten Hag, and these players, I'm really proud of how far they've come over the course of the season, but to go to Anfield and completely give up is an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace. The fans that are at home and that are actually in the ground as well, to have to experience this is honestly disgraceful. Liverpool are not a good side. Liverpool are very, very poor. Look at how they've been this season. Look at the way they performed against Crystal Palace. Look at the way they've performed in past games this season so far. They're awful at the back. They're not a good side anymore. They need massive investment, and we turn up to Anfield, we play a great 40 minutes. I can't remember when the first goal exactly is, but we do exactly what is necessary. We take the sting out of the game. We don't let them get too far on top of us. I think we're going into half-time at 0-0. I think this is the right way to handle this game. Take the crowd, take the pressure off at Anfield. You're handling it well. And then one great pass from Robertson into Gakpo, and I have to admit, I don't think Dalot did well enough, I don't think Varane did well enough, but you've got to kind of just say, that was a brilliant pass. It was a brilliant pass and it was a brilliant finish. You one goal down. You one goal down going to half-time, and yes, the crowd's on the back, yes, it's the worst time, apart from right at the start of the game, to let them score. It's the worst time. But what you do is you go in at half-time, you think, we've come back against Barcelona, we've come back in multiple games this season, and you go back out and you prove why you deserve to be in and around the title race. What we did is we came back out and we crumbled. We crumbled. Even when you go 2-0 down. Even when you go 2-0 down straight away, which, by the way, is an awful goal to concede. I actually can't remember which one it was because there were so many of them, but it was an awful goal to concede. Going 2-0 down, you still have a chance in this game. You think, we could go for a draw. We just got to keep it tight and then take our chances when we get them. But again, we're second to every ball. Liverpool look way more aggressive than us. They look more up for it than us. I get that we're playing 3 games a week, and I get these players are tired, but you're at Anfield and you're against Liverpool, and it's a crucial game in the season, and you're telling me that every single game a ball falls, a Liverpool player's getting there before you. You're telling me when you go into a tackle, the Liverpool player's coming out and winning it. This should not be happening. It just shouldn't be happening, and 7 goals is a disgrace. We mishandled the game from there. We completely just fell apart. We completely fell apart, and I feel sorry for Ten Hag sitting there. I don't think Ten Hag set us up right today, I have to say that. Bruno on the left was a horrible decision. I thought Wan-Bissaka should have started the more defensive right-back over the likes of Dalot. I thought Wan-Bissaka should have started the more defensive right-back over Dalot, but these were just minor decisions that we could have dealt with and we could have got through the game. I still expect us to be getting through this game with these decisions made. I don't expect a 7-0 off the back of it. That's not why we lost 7-0. We lost 7-0 because these players gave up and we crumbled under the Anfield atmosphere. I mean, Garnacho would have been a great sub to bring on later on in the game if we weren't already 3 or 4-0 down. I can't remember how much it was at this point. So I don't think Ten Hag set us up right. We didn't expose the weakness, which is Trent. I mean, his defending and his kind of battles against Rashford in the past have been poor. So why are we putting a player out there that has no pace in the likes of Bruno, and why are we nullifying him to only the left-hand side? Why are we doing that? Bruno is our most creative player, and playing in the 10 is his best position. Are we just kind of facilitating players so we can fit other players in? I want to know an answer as to why Bruno was playing out on the left, because that killed us in the first half, and I think it continued to in the second half as well. I thought Varane and Martinez weren't in the game today. Shaw was awful defensively. Going forward he was good, but defensively awful. So many sloppy mistakes. Casemiro wasn't his usual self. Dalot was poor. De Gea was poor. Everyone in that team was poor today, and I mean everyone. Even Anthony, he got the ball, but then there's 3 players around him and there's no one there to support him. It's just complete wrong decisions all over the park today, and the whole team was poor. And I feel like when your top players don't show up, so the likes of Casemiro, Varane and Martinez don't completely show up, you still should have enough in that team to at least kind of get something out of the game, even if it's to just save yourself the embarrassment. Save yourself the embarrassment. 7-0. 7-0 is what happened at the end of the day, and it's completely embarrassing for the fans, it's embarrassing for the players, and I think it's a harsh reality check that we are just that slight bit away from completely falling apart. I'm not saying the team's going to fall apart for the rest of the season, because I don't expect that. I expect Liverpool to carry on losing games, and I expect United to carry on winning games. I think Ten Hag's going to have a massive impact now, and he's going going to do something, and he's going to get these players back together, and it still expects us to go for the Europa League, it still expects us to go for the FA Cup. And if you talked to me about the FA Cup, the Europa League and top 4 at the start of this season, I would have been over the moon with that. So I still think there's so much to play for the rest of the season. This one result can't determine that, but you're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to be annoyed, and it's just a reminder that we're not at the level, we're not at the elite level yet to go on and be in a title race. We're just not. We're not there yet. And the fact that it had to be Gakpo to score them goals and have a brace and probably have, like, arguably a man of the match performance, it just sums it up really. Ten Hag scouted this player for months, wanted him in the summer, wanted him in January. We just didn't end up getting him because we couldn't pay the money. And then he goes in and puts a performance like that in against us. It just sums it up really, and sums up things that are going wrong at the football club. But today's performance wasn't based on the fact we didn't buy a player in January. It was based on the fact that these players have reverted back to a mentality that we've suffered for so long. I'm hoping it's a one-off game. This is more painful than the Brentford game, in my opinion. The one thing I'm happy about is we're still in we're still in the FA Cup and in the Europa League, and we've just won the Carabao Cup as well. So we've still a lot to play for this season. I think that just says, that game there to me says top 4, we've got to fight for top 4. Our goal difference is gone now as well. But, I mean, there's still a lot to play for the end of the season. The players are fatigued. They're playing 3 games a week. They've been amazing so far this season. So it's not one of them where we have to say, oh, we're horrible, we're garbage, like, what are we going to do? It is just a blip, and I'm hoping that we can come back from this, and I'm very, very sure that we will. But as a team performance today, it was absolutely horrendous. Ten Hag didn't set up well. I don't think he made the subs at the right time. It's probably one of the first times I've said that in months. And it was just a really, really bad day at the office, and it's embarrassing for the fans. And the players should be embarrassed too, but hopefully something happens and Erik ten Hag gets into these players, they realise what they need to do every single game, they realise how far they've got to go, and we can come back and start off a winning run again. That's as simple as it could be, but it's horrible to stand up here and have to do this after a loss like that, but it is what it is. But anyway, guys, keep supporting the team, keep supporting Ten Hag, an unreal manager, and this team have been unreal so far this season. Today was a horrible day for us, but we'll come back stronger, and thank you for watching.